Hi everyone, my name is Ryan. This is my first video. I'm going to be doing some videos on my personal SIBO experience. Today I want your help with trying to figure out exactly what caused my SIBO to start. I have 3 theories on it. They're also listed below. The first one is food poisoning, the second one is a cycling accident, and the third one is lifestyle factors such as NSAID use, heavy caffeine use, and my diet. I'm going to delve into those 3 theories right now, and let's get started. I was 27 years old at the time, living life and loving it. I was a professional musician and band manager, and had no issues going on whatsoever back when this started. So to start off with, back in March 2018, spent the later part of the month in Copenhagen, started cycling, came back to my home base in St. Louis, Missouri. Shout out to STL in April. Continued to cycle, try to eat healthy and everything. Then in May 2018, I went to Iceland on a camping trip. That's when things started to get rocky. And I ate some yogurt when I first got there. I had laid over there before and had seen this post, would always grab some yogurt when I first got to Iceland. This post could be the thing that caused me to get SIBO. Was it worth it for the yogurt? Not really, but it was good yogurt. Anyway, this time when I got the yogurt, it made me sick. I ate like half of it and threw the rest away. And then the next day I started feeling like I had to go diarrhea. I just kept holding it, and there was really like no place to go out in the middle of nowhere in Iceland, like on these dirt roads. Like I didn't want to go within 20 feet of this outhouse thing that we stopped at. It was scary. Like, trust me on that. So I just kept holding it until eventually I didn't have to go anymore, which I thought was kind of odd because I had never had anything like that happen before. And I think that could have been a situation where maybe things were backflowing from my large intestine to my small intestine, pushing through that one-way valve called the ICV. That stands for ileocecal valve, which separates the large intestine from the small intestine. Then when I came back, I started a vegetarian diet. I was eating more veggies in like a day than this guy could probably eat in like a week. So I was really eating a ton of veggies at that point. I did have a bicycle accident, a minor accident in there somewhere. I know I hurt my knee. I don't remember hurting my lower gut area where the ICV would be, but the theory with that would be physical damage to my ICV, causing it not to function anymore. I have had pain in the area where the ICV is quite regularly as part of my SIBO, but again, though, I don't really have a scar or any particular issue. I know one other YouTuber mentions that she thinks that her SIBO started right after a bicycle accident or as a result of the bicycle accident. So I think that is a pretty plausible thing. I'm on my bike a lot, and accidents are something that happens. But when the handlebar hits you, that you go over the handlebars and it hits your lower abdomen, there's nothing protecting that part, from what I understand, of my gut from the handlebars, damaging something in there. And then the first time I had symptoms was on this date, May 18th. I had a gig on that day, and I was doing intermittent fasting, and had hardly eaten anything all day, but yet just had chronic gas throughout that whole performance. Later on in that month, I don't remember specifically what was going on with my GI symptoms, but I do remember that my knee was still pretty sore from the bicycle accident, and I was probably using NSAIDs pretty heavily. But then in June 2018 is when things started to get really bad. I had a flare up of symptoms between the 17th and 18th. I had like a couple glasses of free sample wine at Biltmore in North Carolina. And then the next day I felt like I had a major hangover. I had like just chronic gas like crazy. And I had lunch at Olive Garden. That probably didn't help anything, but just felt really icky on this date. And then on the 23rd, I was on a gig in Kansas City, and that's when my symptoms went into just complete full-blown SIBO. Just gas dozens of times an hour, pain in my lower abdomen, brain fog, fatigue, everything started up then. And my symptoms eventually went into upper GI symptoms as well. But I'll talk more about that in another video. And pretty much after the 23rd of June 2018, it's 2020, it's June 2021 now, my symptoms have been completely consistent. And just on a daily basis, I found a few things that can help me here and there, like enzymes and so much other stuff that might be best for another video. But besides that, really the other lifestyle factor I had was a lot of caffeine use. I can't remember if I was using caffeine that much before the trip to Iceland, or if that was after I got back and maybe already had the SIBO. And I was drinking maybe 6+ glasses of coffee or tea a day. And that I know can play a role. And then the NSAID use, which is aspirin or ibuprofen, I always used heavily when I traveled. I knew that it bothered my stomach, so I tried to use it sparsely. But then again, though, there were times when my back just hurt so much that I had to use it. I'm completely off of all that now, and I'm really thankful I found a chiropractor who was able to help me. So that's really the gist of what was going on in my life, my day-to-day life. You know, a lot of doctors say stress can lead to this type of thing, or they think there's a relationship there. For me personally, stress certainly can make my symptoms worse, you know, like stage fright, for example. You know, I always did have a little bit of that, but nothing serious, you know. But that can certainly make my SIBO worse, but I really don't believe that that's the root cause of my SIBO. And I think that doctors use it sometimes as an excuse to not treat patients as quickly as they should have. I'll make a whole video about that, but I spent a couple of years before I even got a diagnosis practically begging doctors, you know, who couldn't find anything wrong with me. And I had a really good friend who told me about it. It came out of nowhere, hadn't seen her for a long, long time. And she was like, man, you ought to get checked out for SIBO. But I'll do a whole nother video on that sometime. And I'm glad that I found what was going on. So let me know what you think. If you think it was most likely the food poisoning incident. I've also heard a lot of anecdotal cases where people got SIBO from raw veggies, something maybe on those, like a incident that weren't maybe washed properly. So I think there might be something to that, maybe just something like you know, in a food that pretty much anybody who ingested it would wind up with SIBO then. Theory B, the physical damage to my ICV, or theory C, lifestyle factors such as NSAIDs, caffeine, or diet change. If you got any other ideas, and if anything I've said about SIBO is incorrect or you don't agree with, let me know in the comments. I'm really big on opening discussions on SIBO. Not all that much is known in the medical community about it, so it's really important that we talk about it here. Thanks again for watching, and have a great rest of your day. Bye-bye.